John Walker for Lakat TV, and today we're looking at day 2 of our stay at the Vidanta Riviera Maya Resort. We start the day with a beautiful sunrise captured with the drone, the DJI 2 Mini or Mini 2, and it was a beautiful sunrise. Well, okay, I'll tell you, you're not supposed to fly drones on the resort. And perhaps maybe they had a drone crash into someone or something like that, but they don't want you flying drones on the resort, and it's their resort, so once I learned that, I obeyed the rules, but it was a sunset drone flight that they told me this. However, I will mention one thing, they do not own the beach. The beaches are all public, owned by the country of Mexico. So on the resort is one thing, on the beach, looking back at the resort, that's another thing. So enjoy the morning sunrise, this quick little video of our drone flight over the Vidanta Resort. And then let's talk a little bit about what we did today. Well, after getting up early in the morning, like 5:30, getting out to see the sunrise, I wish I'd really gotten up at 5 o'clock and really started at first light, because that's some of the most beautiful light you will ever see when you're doing a sunrise. Is the very first light before the sunrise. But then after that, we had scheduled to go on a presentation. What's a presentation? Well, let me tell you what a presentation is. It really is beautiful, isn't it? Seeing the sunrise and what the drone captures. Some of it later I captured just with my cell phone as well. But some of this was the up and down of the drone. I really don't fly the drone far because I don't want to lose it, especially in a foreign country. After the sunrise, I returned to the condo and we were getting ready for the presentation. Part of the presentation, we get a free breakfast and they're supposed to explain the resort to us, and we received some gifts as well to stay and listen to the presentation. Let's talk about what a presentation really is. Presentations where they tell you about their resort, they show you the different models they have, and then they offer to sell you. Usually now everyone's converted to points. It used to be weeks, but now it's just points that you can use in various ways to take vacations. It will cost you. I might say it's not totally inexpensive, but as you know, vacations are not totally inexpensive either. I wanted to tell you what you're looking at here. This was actually part of the interior of the restaurant where we had our free breakfast. Christine commented during the breakfast that, hey, they eat with you too. That's the people who are presenting the presentation, the salespeople. We didn't know they were going to eat with us. But I thought it was pretty neat looking at overhead what you see here. And what those are, they're sound baffles, you could say. They're made to break up the sound in an interior room so the sound doesn't echo all over the room. That's why in good restaurants or good rooms, you can talk in a normal voice with the person beside you and you really don't hear any of the other audio around you. It might sound like a hum or a drum. That's because of those baffles where the noise goes up, it get up in there, and then they can't come back down direct. They're all broken up. Sort of neat, right? Well, let's go on about the presentation. Well, folks, I have to give you a little filler pictures to talk about the presentation. Well, after breakfast, they ask you questions at breakfast, like where you like to vacation, do you own? They already know we transferred in from another resort. That's how we got here. We used a transfer company that transfers you or offers you availability in other locations. So they already know that. But my point is, they're not asking you these questions because they're interested in you as a traveler or we like you. No, they're sizing you up for the big sale because they want to sell you something in the end. So understand that. But you can tell them it don't matter if you're not going to buy, like we were not going to buy. We came for the gifts. We came to sort of take a morning that was a little slow. We're recovering from the trip, and we were just going to enjoy breakfast, look at the resort, learn a little bit from them, and move on. But boy, those were some beautiful pictures, weren't they? I was really shocked. The beach was really beautiful. You saw the alligator in one, and you'll see a couple of those again when I do the video for the following days. Sort of jumped ahead to show you a little preview. Well, let's talk about the first hotel they showed us. It was the Bliss. I believe they had 3 models they showed us, maybe 4, but the Bliss was one of the models they showed us. We were supposed to, interestingly, stay in the Bliss. It was their first model they built quite a few years ago, and they still build it, I guess, but the Bliss is the smallest of the models. And so we're sort of happy we didn't end up in the Bliss, we ended up in the Grand Maya. So let's just look at the Bliss real quick. Well, the first unit we went to see was the Bliss condo, and the Bliss was the first one. It's probably the least impressive in that it's the smallest and has the least amount of space as well as the fewest amenities. But when you still compare the Bliss to a hotel, wow, it just has much more than your average hotel. And what they always point out to you, if you stay in the average hotel, $150 a night or whatever a night, when you're getting up around $1,500, you could be staying in a condo like this. This is why people buy these. They buy these for the amenities of the resort, and they buy these for the amenities of the condo. What they don't tell you, there are other ways of getting them without signing on the dotted line, because many people who have bought want out. Well, I won't say many. Some people who have bought want out. Others who have bought cannot use them for that year, so they're willing to sell them. But you get an idea what you get for your money looking at it. So if you're thinking about, hey, I would always like to stay in a nicer place like this than a regular hotel, well, consider it. At the end of the video, I'll give you a link to a site where you can find these for rent. Well, the next resort to show you is the Grand Bliss. Now, the Grand Bliss is an upscale from the Bliss. It's actually a very small upscale from the condo we were in, the Grand Maya. Now, to be honest, the salesperson wasn't doing a lot of selling. They were just letting us look at the condo. And she probably realized that it didn't mean that much to us because we've been in quite a few Marriott condominiums, very similar like this, maybe even a little bit more. So she's really trying to figure how to sell us. I thought this was interesting, this little pool or foot thing you can put in outside the master bedroom. I don't know, we had one in ours, the Grand Maya, and we didn't use it because there were mosquitoes and bugs. Not a lot, but we just didn't use it. After you've been to the main pool and after you've been to the beach, what's putting your foot in a bucket of water going to do for you? So as you guys look a little more at the condominium, you see the living room, you'll see the bedroom, you'll see the bathroom. Now keep in mind, like I said, the Grand Bliss is a little bit more in price than the Bliss and the Grand Maya. So, but is it really worth it? No, probably not, because the main thing you want is the kitchen, the sofa, the bed. That's what you really want in a condominium, a little bit more space and room than a standard hotel. You're going to spend most of your time at the beach, at the pool, at restaurants, and going on excursion, visiting places. So paying more for an upgraded resort the same size, really, I don't think it makes much sense to me. I'll jump back to the presentation as we head to the Grand Lux. I'm sure the wheels are spinning in her mind how I'm going to sell these people. So I'll tell you, when she got back, she knew we already owned one. She knew we paid ours off. So she was looking to how she could save us money. Now, a little bit about the Grand Lux. It is luxe. This thing is over 2,000 square feet. It's bigger than most houses. It has 3 bedrooms. It has like 2 living rooms or a study off of it. They have their own private pool, completely private from any of the other hotels on the resort. So this is the grand luxe you're looking at. But now back to the presentation. So when she finished up all the looking at the models, she took us back to a table, set us down. She got a little annoyed with my wife because she was smiling, because my wife, in her mind, it's over, we're done, we're ready, give us our gifts, because they got to sign you out to get your gifts. And she got a little annoyed, called her manager over and said, she's laughing at me. And she wasn't laughing, just smiling, because it's like, hey, we're through, we're not going to buy. So I let her go through the numbers, and I told her no. You know, it's sort of like, even if someone can save you money, it's like if you owned and paid off a Lexus. It's in great condition. And somebody wants you to trade in your Lexus for a Corolla, but your Lexus in your mind's worth more than the new price of the Corolla, but they want you to pay more for the Corolla. The answer would be no. So the answer to her was no. So now, you know, we're a little bit further on. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they're tired. They're ready to move on. So now when we're done with her, it's round 2. So round 2 was her manager, and her manager was quickly dispatched. No, we're not interested. Not trading my Marriott for something I think is inferior. Just not going to do it. My Marriott has 100 resorts. You guys got 5. I don't care if you take it off my hands. Still plan on using it a few years. So no, I'm not ready to get rid of my Marriott resort in exchange for your Vidanta, which is in Mexico, which will always require me coming to Mexico. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, I meant to say round 3. So isn't the guy over who's supposed to be, I guess, like a closer? His name was, I can't remember his name, but he said he was Hungarian and Mexican. Now, the Hungarian, he's either going to get the sale or he's going to lose the sale. Because he's the guy who's going to insult you. He's the guy who's going to question your intelligence. He's the guy going to question why you wasting our time. When, remind you, you invited me to come see your resort. So that was him. And round 3, he's down for the count. So next comes the final guy, his manager. Now his manager was the English guy. He was Irish. He was the apologetist. He apologized for the Hungarian, but it's all a game. It's good cop, bad cop. He knows exactly how this guy is. He knows exactly the successfulness of him closing sales. So whatever the other guy did was fine with him. Well, after that, we went to get our gifts, but round 4 wasn't over. We went to round 5. Round 5 was another guy, Santana. And Santana said, you know, he was related to the famous singer and all of this, and he offered us another price. By the way, if you get to round 4 or round 5, the price gets better and better and better. But finally, we did get our gifts. I'll tell you, our gifts were probably worth somewhere in the range of $500 to $1,000 total. That's the only reason I did it, the only reason I put up with 4 hours of nonsense. Well, I didn't mind seeing the resorts. I really didn't mind seeing the models. Like I said, it was the first morning. I didn't mind the free breakfast. The free breakfast, just so you know, your average breakfast probably eaten in a restaurant's around $60 for a couple. So that's $120 saving. There is nothing's cheap on this resort if you're eating on the resort. So now it was time to wrap it up. We went down, we bought some of the excursions with the discounts they gave us. We paid for the trip to Tulum, which was $5. The only reason we did this was because of the discounts we got. The picture you're seeing coming up here with the greenery right here, that's inside the Breeze Spa. We bought the spa as well. So now we're hungry. We walked around, found the spa, got lost finding the spa, went back and found the spa. So now we're going to eat some lunch. So we'll share with you our lunch. For lunch, it's back to the saloon. Correction, it wasn't Saloon. We went to Bauchi. Bauchi's close to the spa and the main pool. We had lunch. You see, I had the burrito. It was good. I shared it with Christine. Christine had the tacos, the shrimp tacos. The tacos were excellent. Can't remember what Tim and Carolyn had, but the food at Bauchi was good. I would say the food overall in the resort was very good. They were very good with seasoning their food. Most of their food was seasoning. The only time I think you didn't get well-seasoned food was when you did food that was American. Oh, we're walking back. There are a lot of walking trails here. Not really trails, they're just walking paths that take you from the building. Hey, there's a lizard. Yep, there were lizards. Not as many as you think, but I did hear a lady got scratched by a lizard. Report was, lady was eating a burger at the pool. The lizard fell from the tree on the table, or you could say jumped from the tree onto the table, grabbed her burger, took off. The lady was screaming. No, it took a few bites out the burger, then took off, ran right across the water. They can run across water and got away. So that was a wrap up. We're heading back to our condo, but stop at the J Villa for a little shopping. There's a view of the ocean. I'm sure you're going to get a view of the ocean in the end too. There's another view of me with the rabbit at Joya or at the J Villa. That's for the show. We were going to the show, so we got a picture of the show. Tim and Carolyn just relaxing, enjoying themselves at the resort. And you'll only see one of them, I guarantee you that. That's all four of us. We were enjoying ourselves. We accomplished, as someone famous said, mission accomplished. You're just looking at around the Grand Mayan lobby. This is the lobby of our hotel. Our building's actually quite a ways from the lobby. We have to take a tram. Some more pictures of the lobby. Here's Christine in the lobby, just right outside the lobby. Really, there's a nice bench to sit on there, a wood bench to rest. And here's a huge vase. I don't know why. The large vases remind me more of in Chinese culture, but I guess it could be Mayan. Let me know down below if it's a Mayan culture or is it Chinese. Hey, thank you very much for watching. This has been John Walker. And if you like the channel, Lakat TV, I'd like to invite you please to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. Once again, the channel is Lakat TV. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a great day.